What's up, everybody? This is Eric Armstead, and welcome to another episode of Third and Long. Just got back home from Cleveland, and I guess we won't be 17-0 this year. Took our first loss of the season to the Cleveland Browns. Final score 17-19. It was a hard-fought game. It was a defensive slugfest, which we expected. Two of the top three defenses in the NFL, us and the Cleveland Browns. And this definitely was a dogfight. It was a back and forth game. We knew that it was going to come down to the very end, and it was going to be a four-quarter game, one that we hadn't really played, up until this point of the season. And this was the type of game that I think we needed as a team. You talk about being battle tested, and this was a battle, and this was a test for us. Our offense was going against statistically the number one defense in the league, on the road, hostile environment, crowd. And I think early on we looked very good. I think we drove the ball right down on them, and we looked how we expect. No matter what defense we're playing against, and adversity struck. Trent went down, Debo went down, Christian went down, and we knew adversity would hit at some point this year, and it's the NFL. Adversity is always going to hit, and injuries are a part of it. And I'm definitely proud of our effort. I'm proud of our guys, and I'm proud to be a part of this team. And in the face of adversity, I think that these situations, these moments, make us a team that we need to be down the stretch and later in the year. And we talk about being battle tested, and if you're not battle tested, you're not gonna have success, in those moments later in the year when you need it the most. And I think this adversity was good for us. I think in the long run, it'll be healthy for us. I think that being who we are, we're going to get everyone's A game each week. Every team is gunning for us. Every team wants to knock us off, and that's the nature of the NFL. It's hard to get wins. It's hard to win, and any given Sunday, teams can beat each other. And so I think a lot of respect for the Browns. A lot of I think they have a great team. Things started off early. We had a scuffle pregame, and I think people have to rise their level of intensity when they play against us, and that obviously showed early on. I think for us, we're expecting everyone's best, but we're not really worried about them. I think each week is about us. Each week is about playing to our standard. Each week is about getting better and becoming that team we want to become and playing to our standard. And I don't think we did that this week. I think that, this was definitely a battle that we needed, but I don't think we didn't play our best on every facet of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. I think there was a lot of room for improvement on each front, and we didn't play it to our standard. And I think we still had the opportunity to win the game in the end. And, that's a testament to how good we are. But we definitely have to be better. I think we have to be better. This was a sloppy game. Penalties, offensively, setting us back in drives and killing our drives. Penalties defensively, extending their drives. And, I think a lot of miscues on both front that we need to clean up. And, with these penalties, I think, some of them were warranted and some of them, you know, were bad calls, but can't control that. I think when you make it a close game, you leave it up, put it in someone else's hands. You leave it up to, the refs or how they feel that day. Something might not go your way. And it definitely didn't go our way today. Starting with the offensive side of the ball, I think early on we started off great. I think we drove the ball down. We looked great. Um, really looked how, we expect, no matter who we're playing against. And I think, throughout the game, a lot of adversity hit for us as a team, but especially offensively. Trent goes down, Debo goes down, Christian goes down, and adjustments have to be made. Um, I think that with when we're at full tilt with all the guys that we have, I think we know what we're capable of. But this was the first time that we kind of had to adjust without a lot of our key pieces, and that's the nature of football. We might hopefully they're not going to be out for an extended time, but that's the nature of football. Injuries is a part of football, and these are the type of situations you're going to be in if you want to get to where we want to get. And so I think it was good for us to have this moment and this experience in this game. I think it'll be a healthy game for us in the long run. A lot to grow from, a lot to learn from, um, and ways we can be better. Definitely am proud of the resilience and the effort that our team has. I think when it mattered the most on the last drive, our offense drove the ball and they put us in a position to win the game. And so definitely proud of that. Um, and we didn't make the kick. And this game is not solely on Jake Moody. Jake Moody is a rookie kicker. He'll have a lot of opportunities in the future moving forward to um, prove himself again. He had been started off this season tremendous and didn't have a great day today, but we have full confidence in his abilities and we trust him moving forward. And he'll have plenty of opportunities to prove himself, which we know he will. And this game is not solely on him. There's a lot of opportunities earlier in the game to seal the game up and win, um, both offensively and defensively. Like I said, I don't think we played to our standard. And there was a lot of things that we could have done to not even have the game in that situation and come down to that. So this game is not solely on him. He'll be better moving forward. We fully support him. And over to the defensive side of the ball, I don't feel like we played to our standard. I think, I talk about it weekly, the rushing yard totals. And when we look at this week, the 160 yards rushing is unacceptable. Um, and, obviously they had a game plan. Deshaun Watson was out. PJ Walker was in, backup quarterback. They had some other injuries as well too. Their game plan was to trick plays, screens, um, reverses, whams, traps, design runs, stay ahead of the schedule, and milk the clock, um, win the time of possession, and they did that. I think our standard each game is 17 points or less, under 100 yards rushing. We wanna have 3 takeaways. Those are our goals. That's our standard going into a game as a defense, and, they had 19 points. We would've held them under 17, we would've won the game. And so, um, 160 yards rushing, that's not acceptable. Um, that's not our goal. That's not our standard. And so, regardless of how teams are attacking us, regardless of, um what's going on, regardless of what's going on the other side of the ball, we feel as a defense, we can win games for us. And it starts with us. And allowing the team to win the time of possession and extend drives and, get 160 yards rushing is just not it's not us, not our standard, and something we definitely need to improve upon, which we will. I definitely am proud to be a part of this team and this defense. It wasn't for a lack of effort. Guys were flying around. It wasn't for a lack of want to. I'll take the field with these guys any day. Um, I think the Browns, they had their design runs. Uh, you know, no big hitters, but just 6 here, 7. When we really should have stopped them for 2 or 3 in those moments, I think they started to add up. They extended drives and not getting off the field, in certain situations because they were keeping it, third and manageable. And hats off to them. They made a lot of crucial plays um, in key moments, which you have to do to win the game. Hats off to them. You know, coming in and being the underdog, facing us, and have to give them their respect as well too. Um, but focusing on us and what we could have done better is knocking out some of those design runs. Um, I think was the most important aspect to the game. Um, being uh, eliminating some of these penalties that extended drives, some of which I thought were terrible calls, but nonetheless extended drives. And so, being better in those situations, I think cleaning up some of the run game, which I'll break down later, and also cleaning up some of the penalties. I think we're very close to where we want to be, but it was not our standard today. There were a lot of huge plays made, that I was very proud of. Uh, Fred's interception was amazing. Demo's pick was amazing, game changer. Some big sacks on some crucial situations, some big stops. And so I don't think it was a terrible game for us defensively, but it definitely wasn't to our standard. We have very high expectations, a very high standard for us, and that's to be the best in the world. And we knew it was going to be a battle of defenses. And, I think the Cleveland Browns defense was um, a little better than ours today. And, I think that was the tell of the game. Personally, wasn't my best, wasn't my worst game. Some plays out there that, I wish I had back and could improve upon, which some of which I'll break down later on in the show in Self Scout. Um, and really, with a team like this, I felt like I could have been better, more situational football wise, helping us against some of these design runs and, my knowledge of the game, helping the guys up front, you know, a little more prepared for them and put us in a better situation. I take a lot of responsibility for that. Um, and also too finding ways to pass rush wise to win a little quicker, um, put some more pressure on the quarterback, and be more impactful there as well too. And in the run game, there's a few plays I wish I would have had back. But all in all, for us, I think this was a game that would be healthy in the long run. I think this is a game that we needed to be in, win, lose, or draw. Um, I think that, if we would have won, I think that we still would have been in the same situation. We still would have, it would have felt a little better. Obviously, it's always better to uh to win and learn from your wins. But I think this game is going to be great for us. A lot to learn from. I think internally as a team, our mindset is each man to look within how he can be better moving forward. Look hard at this tape, learn from it. What could I have done better to put my team in a better situation to win the game? And I think that If we all do that, this game is going to be great for us moving forward and learning from it and where we're trying to get this season. We're going to have to find a way to win games like this. I think we did find a way to put ourselves in a position to win. We obviously did not win, but I'm proud of our effort, proud of our resilience as a team, um, and these are the type of games that down the stretch, this is how it's going to be. Defense come playoff time, come you know trying to win a division. Any of our goals that we have, it's going to start with playing good defense, running the ball, um, you know, getting turnovers, not turning the ball over, not hurting ourselves with penalties in crucial situations. And so, all the things that transpired in this game, if we learn from it, it's going to be beneficial for us moving forward. And, we played a great team. A lot of respect for them in what they do. And, I think this is a game where we would definitely become battle tested in a game that's much needed for us and where we're trying to get, as long as we have the right mindset with it and learn from it, which I know we will. With our self scout segment of the show this week, I want to break down a few plays, some get betters, how we can be better moving forward, and me personally as well too. First play I want to break down is play 4 in the first quarter, and Cleveland Browns come out in like formation, which is called gun near. Gun is short for shotgun, so quarterback not under center. Gun near is running back and tight end on the same side. And then in my film study of this team, um, this was a play that I hadn't seen. They didn't show this out of this formation. This formation was typically a counter play back to the right side of our defense. And so right here early in the game, this is what is called a wham play, which is trying to take advantage of our attacking defense. So they pull a guard, hoping that I jet up the field and get in the hip pocket of the guard, which I tried to do. Um, and the tight end comes, whams, hits me on the side, and there's a lot of green grass for the running back. So um, this is the play that is a design play for them. They had a bunch of design runs, whams, trap, um, crack tosses for us. And so um, this play right here is trying to take advantage of how we play defense. We're an attacking front. We like to get up the field, get penetration. And so they got me right here on this wham. Green grass for Kareem Hunt. He runs for about 8 yards. And so, that's a play that I could be better on. Um, and, it's a play that, they try to run later in the game as well too. So I'm gonna go forward to that play. So where they messed up was trying to run the same play on me twice. I'm not letting that happen. So they come out in the same formation. Typically, when a team runs a play and they have good success on it, they typically like to come back later to it in the game. And it took them all the way to the fourth quarter to come back to it. But as soon as I line up, I see the formation, I see gun near. And so in this situation, you have, a couple choices. I see the formation now, and now the choice is, do I trust myself? Do I go with my gut instinct? Do I believe what my eyes are seeing? It's the same formation. They had success on the play earlier. Am I going to play the play, or do I not trust myself and, going to do what I did earlier in the game? And so this situation, I played a lot of football, and, I trust myself and my gut and what I'm feeling out there. And so instead of playing how I played earlier and trying to get in the guard's hip pocket, fire right off, straight into the tight end, shed him. and get a TFL, which was a huge play for us. And, for all the players watching, it's just an example of, trusting what you see out there. As we're we're players have to make plays. You got to go off your instincts at times. And so in this moment right here, I learned from what I did earlier in the game, a mistake that I made, something that I didn't see on film, and it got me on a play. And, you know, don't let it happen to you twice. You see the same information, you see what they're trying to do, take advantage of it and go make a play. So this play right here was just all mental. It wasn't some crazy athletic thing that I had to do. It was just recognizing the formation, having faith in myself that, what the play is and going to make a play, taking advantage of them trying to run the same play on me, which I wouldn't advise. So that TFL set up 2 plays later, one of the biggest plays of the game. And we can go to the wide copy on this, but first I just want to talk about defensive back. Defensive back, cornerback, whatever you want to call it, I feel, if not one of the toughest positions to play in the NFL. You're on an island, you're backpedaling on an island going against the best athletes in the world, who have endless options of routes, combinations, and things they can do. And then you got to come up and play the run and tackle. And man, it's just a really hard job to cover these guys with all this green grass. And your mindset has to be right to play cornerback because you're going to give up some stuff. You're going to get beat, but how can you flush it and how can you keep your confidence to come back and keep playing and make a game-changing play? And Demo is definitely a dog, and you gotta be a dog to play corner in the NFL because you have to have short-term memory. Early in the game, he slipped and got beat, on a huge play, and, a lot of guys can go in the shell, lose confidence, and that can be a trickle-down effect for the rest of the game. But in a huge moment against the same receiver, Amari Cooper, has been one of the best receivers in the NFL for the past 9 years. A lot of respect for him. He comes here. So let's go through this. Amari comes off the ball, jab, outside release, Demo, sticky in coverage, turns back, tracks the ball, gets the pick. Huge play, momentum changing play, game changing play, and he gets a nice return to the 5-yard line, and our offense goes down and scores the next play. So let's go up front. Um, let's go to the front. You watch JK right here. JK is working in a 2-eye on this play. He forks lift the guy's arm inside, gets great pressure on the quarterback, forcing the throw. Boom. Pick by Demo. Huge play, game-changing play. Uh, you set us up to score, take a 4-point lead. The next play, our offense punched in the end zone and scored. And man, that was an amazing play. I don't know if I could play. I don't know if I could play cornerback. You gotta be a little different to do that, man. Be out on that island, have a short term, keep your confidence, and then come back and make a play like this, man. That's extremely hard to do. That's tough. Demo is a dog. He's been playing great all season, and he's gonna continue to do that. He's just getting started.